Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Don here, your dance mentor, and welcome to the workshop. And today we are here finally with LOONA's Paint the Town dance practice video, and I've been waiting for it. And I tried my hardest to not spoil myself watching all of their live performances, because I just really wanted to just not sort of spoil myself with hints of watching the choreography and their formations, because I tend to like watching dance practice videos first and then live performances. So yeah, but before we get into this video, however, I know most of you guys who watch my channel are largely unsubscribed. So if you have been enjoying my videos so far, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another update. And also it lets me know that what I'm watching is something that you guys enjoy. So here it is. We're just gonna watch it once first, without pause, and then we'll get into it on the second. There she is. Oh man. Jinsoul. That hair. Yes. Oh, so that's how it looks like. It's not her solo. That new studio, new look, man. I think so far what I do like about this is that their studio and how they're designing the floor space with these squares, that's like next level preparation. And you know, sometimes I do see that in some studios as well. It's not uncommon. It's just this is a very statement to how meticulous that this group can be, which is very, very much needed, especially if you really, really want to be clean, and also remembering their space. But let's talk about this beginning formation right here. What I liked about that intro so far is how symbolic that feels to the type of song that this is, because it's a Bollywood inspired track. I sort of think of like Shiva or anything that feels meditative. Like when you think about meditating, there's a position where you're kind of like on the floor and you have like your fingers out like that, and they're sort of creating like an embodiment of that, but as a whole group, which is really cool. And they're moving throughout and creating different, you know, kaleidoscope effect pictures, and it's beautiful to watch and also exotic at the same time. And that bass is just so freaking strong, gets me every time. And that too. Okay, more than anything, that little squat groove where they're just rocking side to side, this you know, squat group right here, I feel like this piece in general is like a testament. It's like a culmination of all their boy group dance covers that they did, and like they're applying that to this piece. And I feel like this is something that only LOONA does. There's a certain way where LOONA does it where it's not exactly just feminine motions and not just exactly boy group motions, but there's always like this interesting blend. There are some moments where I feel like that execution could be tackled like a little bit harder. Harder as in adding more muscle contraction or flex to their poppy moments. LOONA barely does that. Like they kind of keep it like on an even playing field in terms of fluidity, and also all those hard moments are really when they're approaching that boy group dance spectrum. Like it's not entirely feminine. It's like we have moments like this where it embraces femininity, but it's just, and then we get like constant switches. Like there's just so much like intermixing with like strong moments, and also like let's catwalk for a bit and like just create like a huge dynamic contrast within like their execution. It's crazy. Like I feel like their pathways throughout their movement is very legato as in very smooth throughout, but then when it comes to the loud bass and percussions, like that's when we have their boy group dance covers being applied, like whether it's a muscle contraction and all that stuff, like fisted like pictures that they create. It's crazy. Man, see, even that stuff as well, it's good to see Hustle back, of course, but I'm talking about like again, like having like this stuff, like this is not your typical like girl group type of dance piece, but it's mixing a lot of movement that's done in a lot of boy group pieces. They've given themselves a range which they've done a lot, boy group dance covers, and adding that into their own, you know, feminine movement within their choreography is just so cool. That is so nasty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this part, when they get into this first forward body roll, even like that little scratch thing that Jinsol does, she did that in So What, I think. She's like, so what? Like to the camera, and she did the same thing. I just noticed that. She did the same like gesture, but I just think it's funny. But this, man, the demeanor and like the presence behind this is so sick. And there's something like about dance practice videos from LOONA that hits different. I think DigiPetty was a part of those videos, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know who shot this, but clearly they did have a particular angle in mind, and that was low angles. And with low angles, it gives the dancers or the girls to be showcased in a much more dominant type of feeling, because like whenever you see them dancing, it's like you're looking up, and with them they're looking down, and that gives them a much more powerful state than they are, which enhances the type of feeling, especially within this groove that's happening right now. Man, that too, like I just love how condensed this felt, but then once they start to fan out and sort of let go a little bit into the squat position, like it's so, they're not afraid to like just, I guess, you know, get dirty. They're just, it's so, this nasty. That's all I can say. I always think like, is this supposed to be an and? Like an and sign, like which kind of alludes to their album title, but I don't know, there's just something so cool about it, and how like they're kind of hiding their eyes. I don't know, there's something badass about it. What I'm also impressed with, like when it comes to pieces executed in this way, meaning like the LOONA mix of boy group elements and girl group elements, there's a lot of moments where they have to constantly brush or stroke their hair back, or even flip their hair so much more dramatically because of the type of piece that they're executing to. It's so, it's just something like I see LOONA do a lot. But man, okay, so just going back, like here, especially when they get to like low positions and then they have to like whiplash their hair, honestly, that probably would hurt my head a lot if I had long hair and were to dance this way. I love it. Iconic Eclipse movement, even, you know, from her song Eclipse. I just love how they keep bringing back, you know, their old songs and their movement from their old songs is just really nice. And probably the best, that was probably the best part of the song. Yojin's part, I'm just saying, this is probably like the best part of the... Okay, second, yeah, one of the iconic moments of this, Yojin killed her rap. Man, and like when you have the piece being tied into their symbolic animals, the color, or even just like bring back to their concept from previous songs, it's just so nice to have that context. So sick. Oh man, I wish I saw more of the back. See, like there's cons of like shooting at a low angle because you can't really see much what's going on behind the front. Like there's clearly stuff happening in the back, but you can't really see it. Even though we can still understand the intention of where they're going for. Dang, that intro, man. I imagine, like, what if just, it's so cool because I know in the music video where Eves was having her own moment there, to have her in that state with them, the rest of the members in the back, gives her such a commander-like moment. It gives a lot of showmanship to her because she's the best dancer within the group, and she's enjoying this so much. It's so sick. She's in her element right now. Okay, I will say, you know, just going back within talking about their space that they're dancing in, before in the old studio, like, they've always had these boxes, and sometimes it's a pro and con to me personally. I guess when I'm rehearsing with a group and I'm dancing with the group, most of the time, like, it helps. In some cases it lets you be more spatially aware of your surroundings, but the moment you start to let go of these lines, these squares, these boxes, you have to take in your spatial memory and remember where your spots are going to be. So I like to think of these as guidelines, but not be entirely dependent on this. I guess this is much more of like a tip for dancing in general, is that when you're rehearsing with the group, it's best to feel out the space around you, as opposed to like, I need to make sure I'm on this line, because once you start performing, you're not going to have these lines. It's best to feel out the space around you, which member's on your right, which member's on your left, who's in front, who's in back, who's holding anchor, you know, stuff like that. It's best to feel out formations that way. This part, okay, that cherry part, the way she unraveled her arms, like, was so good in the music video, but to see here, I'm kind of sad, because I felt like this was so strong, especially with, like, I think there was like a fan blowing into her hair, and it just made her feel so powerful. But I kind of wish that fan was there blowing. Again, iconic bridge moment. And that all position with Hostle's bridge section, and then, like, we're kind of going back again with symbolic hand gestures or pictures that they create in the beginning. It's so, like, exotic to look at, and, like, especially when they're playing it in a literal sense, like, open your eyes. And I even remember this move being in I think Why Not, like the little praying hands, like slight tutting sections, if anything. Here we go, our duo that we've been waiting for. Okay. Choose, yes. Every time I see her kick, it just gets me pumped. That kick, oh my god. Anyways, what I'm kind of sad about, when we saw the music video, they had backup dancers. A whole bunch of them. There's something about strength in numbers within this set that could have been done. Like, I almost wish they had backup dancers in their live performances. It just felt so much more cooler with all those dancers, like, which is why, like, I've been saying, like, I want a performance video of Paint the Town, not just a choreography video of just them dancing. Like, I want to see all of those dancers on set, and, like, I just need that. And I'm sad they didn't get to have that here. I will say, man, like, it's such a anthem moment within this section, like this whole outro that they're heading towards. Ah, man, nah, that's just like a. I can't get over that. It's so iconic to me. See, that part as well, like they're just constantly thrashing their arm throws and all that stuff. Like if a boy group did that, the throws would be a lot more stronger, but this is a lot more light when it comes to LOONA. Because like a lot of the times they don't use a lot of muscle contractions, but in some cases like Eve does. And I'm going back to her section with Yojin, I think. Yeah, it was this part. That part is when we actually feel the most muscle contraction out of all the piece, and it was just pretty much Eve's. Because she has like much more of the grasp of that masculinity in movement. And same with Olivia as well, I would even say. Like Olivia's posture is very suited for, you know, dancing and being centered in boy group pieces. And in terms of execution, however, Eve's just has that on lockdown. Olivia has the look of it. That's like the difference between those two, in my opinion. But even that little like resonated feeling, it's like a slight reverb once they landed down within the first four, and how they kind of just let that hang a little bit. It's such a powerful ending to this, which is really tight. So yeah, that was LOONA's Paint the Town dance practice video. I think in terms of like performance heavy and creating impactful choreography, this is probably their most impressive so far. But in terms of creativity, creating much more gorgeous like pictures, I think Butterfly is still probably the best set. And of course, I haven't watched that on this channel, but I think Butterfly is still, it's just that piece that you can't forget. You know, the beautiful roll-offs, clean lines, clean pictures. This one was much more an exotic feel and a much more angular feel than that. So in a way, this was a larger contrast to that. Paint the Town, in terms of girl crush type of feeling, this is their best. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought was unique, or maybe something I didn't catch. But otherwise, thank you again for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button and also subscribe. Twitter, Instagram, and I will see you guys on the next video. So peace out and stay eating.